Most people spent 5 to 20 seated.
Right.
I have teenagers that come in 14, 16 hours a day looking down. That's a pattern. Most kids aren't doing this
Right.
for hours, right?
Yeah.
But we are doing this at the mall and at Disney World, right? We're all
Right.
rounded forward, and that becomes normalized. We get used to it, and so that's the pattern. And then we have the other pattern is no one's saying that's not good for you.
Right.
A little glued right there. Now relax. There you go. Good. Breathe. Exhale. Relax. All right. All right. Good. Okay. Describe the pain specifically.
It's usually just like anywhere from like really mild to pretty intense, just ache, just constant ache right here.
It's kind of toothache-y.
Yeah.
Like deep. Yeah.
Like laying down on it makes it worse. Like when I sleep at night, I always have to sleep on this side.
Okay. And they took pictures of the hip, but not your lower back.
Yeah, just of the hip.
Right. So, there's two things most likely going on. This is where, they focused on where the symptoms are, but they didn't focus on where the nerves that come from your back. You could have disc injury in the lower back. The discs can hit the nerve and radiate down the leg. If it just stays in the hip, it's most likely just the joint that's inflamed in your lower back. So when you're doing lifting, your lower back's under a lot of stress.
Right.
The lower back will refer pain to your hip socket. But if it progresses farther down the leg, then we're getting nerve involvement. The sciatic nerve will go all the way down to your foot. You ever felt anything down your leg?
Mainly like in the calf. It like usually will focus right around there, and I'll sometimes feel it down the quad.
Yeah, it's most likely you're getting some level of nerve pressure then. So we have the joint that's upset. So the two most operated on vertebrae in the lower back are L5 and L4. About 1% this guy and then non-existent. And so the reason why these two guys are under the most amount of surgical operation is because they're mechanically overworked.
Right.
They're doing all the motion, and then we're supposed to have this arch called a lordosis in your back, and then surprise, surprise, when that curve goes straight, where does all the weight go?
Yeah.
Right down to the bottom. The joint gets inflamed, it can then start irritating the nerve root.
Yeah.
You also can have disc bulges that can, because the front part of the spine is under so much pressure when we lose the curve in the spine.
Right.
The disc starts to shift towards the back and then can hit the nerve. It doesn't change my treatment necessarily, but it's a good idea to get an MRI if we
Right.
wanted to get more of a concrete understanding of what's exactly occurring down your leg.
Okay.
We get a $200 MRI, and what that does is allows us to see how much, you're 27, your back should look 27.
Right.
And what I typically see is that somebody makes it 27 and part of the back looks like 40, or
Right.
50. And I had a 15-year-old girl here. She had a 40-year-old lower back at 15, and
Yeah.
you shouldn't see that accelerated aging. So in order to accelerate the aging of one part of your back, you must be not aging another area.
Mhm.
And that's kind of the focus of our today's visit, is for me to go through your back, unlock what's frozen, try to take the stress off your lower back. No heat on that. You take a lot of hot showers and put it on that lower back?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do
Shower
that.
lot.
I would take a shower, that's fine, but just don't be standing there for
Right.
a long period of time with heat hitting your lower back, because heat swells.
Yeah.
So the joint swells, the disc, which is made of 70-80% water, swells.
Yeah.
So heat blocks pain. I get why you want to do it, but it just,
Right.
it would be best until things calm down. Take a hot shower, but water at the side, the front
Yeah.
or side of you. Don't have it constantly, 10 minutes in the shower, just,
Right.
it's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, they just ruled out bursitis, and
They said there wasn't any bursitis,
yeah,
right?
nothing. It was they just said it might have been like IT band syndrome. So.
Yeah, they're not looking in the right place.
Right.
They're missing. It's unfortunate that we didn't get an MRI of your lower back, because that would have, more definitively said, yeah, you got some stress in your lower back going on that then radiates. The nerves
Right.
emanate from your lower back that go down your leg, especially that level. We call them dermatomes. So every section of your leg has a different nerve root that controls it. So you're spanning multiple dermatomes there. So it isn't your leg, because if it was, like, say you damaged your knee, it would just hurt around the knee.
Yeah.
But you're having multiple levels of nerve involvement there,
Yeah.
which means that we have nerve pressure in the back.
I know, like this knee, I have like an excessive need to like pop it all the time. So it's like always
Desire to release pressure. Okay.
It usually happens like the most when I'm standing for like a long period of time. I'll feel the need to
Just
like
swells up and then
move it and pop.
Have you had any injury to that? Have you injured that meniscus at all before?
No, I mean nothing that's been diagnosed.
Okay. There could be some inflammation in that knee. You know, what happens is if you have either ACL, PCL, or in the ligaments that are injured, or even just an inflamed meniscus, that causes pressure to build up, the swelling, and then by releasing the air bubbles, that reduces the pressure and it feels good.
Right.
So you just, pop it in a way to release the air bubbles. But your desire to do that is where,
Right.
is the problem, because there's inflammation in there that's making you feel the need to, release the pressure. How long have you developed that?
I mean, probably as long as
I've
had this.
they're connected. The hip and the knee are all in that same,
Yeah.
I'm going to say circuit. Breath in, head back for me, exhale, and all the air out. Yeah, real tight there, deep breath in, head back, and all the air out. Yeah, deep breath in, exhale. Wow, okay. We got work to do, right? So maybe 2-3 bones move there.
Right.
So when you said earlier you like to pop your own back, that's not the area that you're popping, because it barely popped for me,
Yeah.
right? You're mainly going to be popping this area because you got this really loose.
Mhm.
That's why it's inflamed. That's part of why the leg is upset.
Right.
Your middle back is on shutdown, is in lockdown. There's not much mobility, especially 27. It should be just butter in there,
Right.
like a Ginsu knife through butter. It should be effortless. You shouldn't have to, not only did it not click, it felt like I was in the parking lot pushing on concrete. It's
Right.
way too tight in there. We need to restore some of your suppleness. Look over the shoulder a little bit and put your back of your head in that little slit. That'll hold you. Take a deep breath in for me, and then exhale. Right, do you get the idea?
Right.
It was way too loose down there. I was just setting you up, and the bones are like, and I squashed you in your chest, and
Not much.
not much.
Right.
So we got an imbalance. Deep breath, here we go. Exhale. All right, go face that for me. It already is moving real easily. Just gonna loosen this up a little bit here. There we go. So you've been through chiropractic care, but it's kind of real abbreviated.
Yeah, it's usually like a 15-minute session.
Okay.
Kind of in and out.
Didn't teach you about the curve in your neck or a curve in
No.
your back. They didn't go over that.
No, not really. It was just go there for.
Just get cracked and
Yeah.
okay. It's already. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Atlas is working. So
Yeah.
I'm not. It actually was moving even as I was setting up. It was like, so that's good. We just got the. What's so surprising is your chest was that stiff.
Right.
That shocked me a little bit, especially now that I've adjusted your neck a little bit. And you see here. Yeah, it's all loose in your gut. The other area's moving, but your chest was just frozen.
Wait.
Feel that? That's
Right.
a tear. This is from.
Okay.
What did you do in high school? What sports?
Soccer and football.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I can't remember which shoulder it was because it was so long ago, but I had a labrum tear.
Yeah, I bet you did. Look at this thing.
Yeah.
The same thing that busted that
Right.
went into your neck. Like that is, I'm surprised it actually moved. This area is going to have a desire or an inclination to lock up because
Right.
of this scar. That's a scar.
Okay.
There, I'm not sure if you can see, Carl, but right there. There's a lump inside his neck right there. It's very similar to like a keloid or like a cut on your skin. You can feel where the scar was, right?
Right.
But it's internal. We have an internal muscular ligamentous scar, probably through the layers, and this area having a scar makes it not as flexible as it should be, which then makes another area compensate and be extra flexible. And it's already starting to dissipate, actually. Pretty cool, yeah. It's nice being in your 20s.
Right.
It's nice being in your 20s. A little bit,
I
right?
thought those bumps were just normal.
Well, not on this side of your neck.
Yeah.
So, hey, Doc, is it normal to have a lump on one side of your neck? No.
Yeah, it's my best friend.
Right. But you feel, right? There's
Yeah, there's not as much right there.
a little bit, but it's 20% the size of what's on the right.
Yeah, I can feel the
You
other
know,
one.
there's a little tiny little guy right there, but it's the right side. It goes. My thumb, runs over a large hill.
Yeah.
This is smooth, and let your chin go up. There you go. Yeah, nice and. I mean, that's smooth almost all the way down now. See that? It's just. Get the idea?
Yeah, it shouldn't be like the other side.
Wish people at home could see that easier, but this is just. My thumb doesn't get caught anywhere. It's just all the piano. I think I'm running my hand down a piano. All the keys just fold down as I
Right.
run down the piano. On the other side, I'm running my hand down, and then all of a sudden the key's like not going down. That.
Yeah.
It's getting smaller, but it's about, I'd say, half the size. It's getting a little, there's a little tiny little gristle now.
Yeah, it's
Very
definitely not
cool.
as.
That. We got to get off your left side. Your neck likes to tilt left away from this. So part of it is, if we don't have this type of care, you would then wear out your left lower neck
Mhm.
because you're in right avoidance. If your right ankle's injured, you're going to avoid it. When the right ankle's no longer injured, you don't feel the need to avoid it. If my face gets punched, my face swells up. Right?
Yeah.
Should I inject anti-inflammatories into my face, or should I just not get punched in the face?
Seems
Right.
like the latter is the better option.
If I just keep getting decked in the face every morning,
Right.
I feel like my face will just be chronically swollen, no matter how many drugs and painkillers I take. I don't think that's complicated. Is that? Say that again. Ed. One more time. I need to. Just have trouble following you.
Yeah, I'm sure you see like the same things like.
Well, there's
Between different
patterns. There's
patients, yeah.
patterns. Yeah, we see patterns because we see patterns in life. Most people spent 5 to 20 seated.
Right.
I have teenagers that come in 14, 16 hours a day looking down. That's a pattern. Most kids aren't doing this
Right.
for hours, right?
Yeah.
But we are doing this at the mall and at Disney World, right? We're all
Right.
rounded forward, and that becomes normalized. We get used to it, and so that's the pattern. And then we have the other pattern is no one's saying that's not good for you.
Right.
And so we're not even told or aware that, this was causing a problem?
Well, yeah, it's funny enough. The time I tore my labrum was when I made my first tackle, and it was my last tackle.
Right.
So,
Your body was like, nipping.
yeah.
Yeah, right there. There's right where the scar is. The scar creates an entrapment, a blockage inside, so it doesn't flow properly. And that's what we can see that with the combing.
Hmm.
It draws blood into the area and washes out whatever's inside. So the antagonist to gua sha might say, well, you're just bursting blood vessels. The problem is then why aren't the blood vessels bursting everywhere?
Right.
Right? Why am I only seeing a mark directly over the area that has the lump?
Right.
Right? There's no mark coming out in the surrounding areas. It only comes out where there's the congestion.
Yeah, it's localized. so
It's localized to where the clog is. And then as we're only showing the first visit here, but as a person gets to like visit 3 to 5, I can't make a mark on your neck.
Right.
Right? As the tissue cleans itself, all that really happens is the tissue becomes pink. You don't
Mhm.
get the mark ever again.
Right.
So why can't I burst blood vessels after the fifth visit? A little deeper. There we go. A little bit. Yeah, nice. There it is. Nice. I didn't think I was going to get it. Greedy chiropractor. I want it all. Like the Best Buy commercial. I want it all. All right. But this chest, most of your visit today is going to be, mercy me, this chest is locked. The case of the frozen chest. Oh, man.
Yeah, when I do back bends, I can feel like it's locked in the middle of my back. Like
Yeah.
I can't go much further.
And I imagine you're spraining the heck out of this.
Yeah.
Because your lower back's going to have to do triple to account for your middle back doing nothing.
Mhm.
That feels interesting, Ed. It'll be a sensation you're not used to feeling because this area's been so frozen.
Yeah.
You're not used to conversing with this area. All right. Next thing you'll tell me is that they were telling you that you had a tight psoas and you need to stretch your psoas. And no.
That's what I've had.
Oh, yeah.
I went to like, it was like a sports massage place.
Uh-huh.
And that's what they were focusing on.
Right. The psoas is tight because there's no curve in your back. Loss of curve is the problem. We need to get the curve back to your spine. How many years football?
Like 2 or 3 years.
Gotcha.
Sophomore to senior.
All kicker?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then probably more the soccer then. How many headers were you doing? Were you doing the jump and then hit the ball with the head?
Yeah, I was a striker, so I did like a lot of headers, on corner kicks or.
Like if you had to count how many times the ball is hitting your head in a header, like jumping up and then using your head to hit the ball, how many? Hundreds?
Yeah, like thousands.
Thousands.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm not sure if that's surprising for people. Your neck isn't designed to hit a ball.
Right.
Are you sure, Ed? Yes. Yeah, you're not designed to jump up in the air and then like whiplash your head and hit a ball with your head. 2 ways through life: laughing or crying. I've chosen the laughing path.
That seems to be the better way.
That's right. All right. Have to unlock your spine and make it malleable so that it can be stretched. I can't reshape hard clay, can't reshape hard metal. So the table work is necessary to make the stretching effective. Otherwise, I would just sell the stretches and be on our way, right? Give me the stretches and bye-bye, right? They're not going to work. And if you ready for this? If I just stretch you without unlocking you, you'll just bend where you're loose, therefore hurting yourself.
Right.
And so, I tried that stretch, or I tried that yoga move, or I tried that exercise, and I end up hurting myself. And the answer is correct, because you didn't have your whole spine functioning. So the purpose of the office visit is to coerce, lubricate, get the joints that are stiff moving again, operating as a team. This is not operating. I mean, that's just rock solid. It just becomes so frozen. And now it's making more sense why your lower backs and your hips are hurting. That's all. There has to be an opposite area, right? For to have an abused area, you have to have a frozen area. It has to be. You can't have an area overworking without having another area underworking. For every positive, there's a negative. For every high, there is a low. For every to, there is a fro. Fro? Anyway, to and fro. Daggone sword in the stone. I'm sorry. I'm trying to distract you. Okay, I'm just smile and nod. That's what most people do. My wife has gotten really good at just when he's talking, just smile and nod at him. It'll appease him and make him happy.
That's the penguins in Madagascar.
Is that it?
Or smile and wave.
Smile and wave. Okay.
He's familiar with that one.
Yeah.
Speed bumps and potholes and they don't belong on my highway. This is my spinal highway. Cruising. Cruising the spinal highway.
So like healthy tissue feels different than.
Should be just smooth.
Okay.
Should be like a newly paved road, right? When you get on a newly paved road, it's like,
right.
Feels good.
Yeah.
Right? Then you get on like some junk road and you're like, oh my gosh, what happened to this road? So, and I feel like you spent most of our visit in the chest, correct?
Right.
It's that tight and it's that much of a problem. The injured area will get better as this area functions. Isn't there some sort of treatment to do on my lower back? Not really.
Yeah.
All that will do is further upset it. There isn't, the area that's hurting isn't really necessarily doing anything wrong. It's doing everything. And so it can't be helped by further beating it up.
hear it like crunching.
Yeah. What happens is the muscles are tighter than they're supposed to be, which creates guitar strings, right? And then as I'm rubbing over the area, I'm plucking the guitar strings.
Yeah.
The problem is the muscles shouldn't be that tight to begin with.
Right.
That's the problem. Now, why are the muscles tight? Because your shoulders round forward, because your posture's not correct, because you have no curve in your lower neck and neck and lower back, and so this is actually more kyphotic, more hunched than it's supposed to be, which creates muscular tension because you're not in the right position. When we're in the right position, there really shouldn't be much contraction back here at all, right? Unless I bend forward, then there's contraction, right? But when we're upright, these muscles are supposed to be somewhat relaxed because our alignment holds us stable. Does that make sense?
That's where it comes from.
Ta-da! Ta-da! It's gone. You've seen Batman, right? The Joker one with Heath Ledger?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
All right.
I'm more of a Marvel guy.
Oh, okay. Well, it's
But,
definitely more fun.
yeah.
The lactic acid creates a chemical irritation. So it's in the tissue there's a bruise, which sensitizes the nerve and makes the nerve more easily excitable. So along with some mechanical compression, all of a sudden it's enough to make the nerve upset and give you symptoms. It's not objectively measurable, but it's definitely subjectively. I can feel it, Ed.
Yeah.
It does not feel good. It hurts. My back doesn't move. There we go. But all of this right here.
Is there any thing I should be doing at home?
Well, when we're sitting, when we have to sit, we're gonna talk about a lumbar dental
Okay.
at the end of our visit. We're gonna place that right here.
Okay.
And we're gonna start working on getting this curve back to your spine. Now, it's designed to be used on your back laying down,
Right.
but we can use it when you're seated
Okay.
to make the distance, the amount of misalignment that you build up throughout your day less. But yeah, there's a bigger mark here on your, this is the nerve that passes through that goes to his hip. That's his hip pain right there. A little glued right there. There we go. Unlock that scapula. Not as much on this side. That right side's definitely.
Mhm.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's the left.
Yeah.
All right. It's a mess. You gotta get all that cleaned up in there. Sure. Okay. Breathe. Good. A couple more. Wow, that bone has not moved. This one up here.
Yeah.
There we go, a little bit. The hip is not a problem. Yeah, that's basically, they already cleared it. It's the nerve that is upset in his lower back that radiates the circuit that controls that whole area. That's why it goes down all the way to his upper or lower leg. Yeah. All right. Okay, lift up for me a little bit. All right, take a deep breath in for me. You're gonna press your chest forward, push your chest forward. I got you. Exhale. Now relax. Now relax. There you go. Good. Breathe. Exhale. Relax. I know. You okay?
Yeah.
That's gonna be tough. Let's go on your back for me. You have so much potential.
Yeah.
And not like that Geico commercial. You have potential. Pinocchio's growing, you know. You have potential.
You for real have potential.
Pinocchio's all worried. I got your leg. There we go. Okay. Good. Actually. There we go. Nice. Okay. There we go. All right. Let me show you the knee stretch. Come up for me. Try to come down and sit on the heel. How difficult?
Like
I want the butt. I want your butt. Yeah, whatever. I want your butt on the heel. What do you think? Not fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little tight.
Right. I want you working on this.
Okay.
The next step is you put the foot like this on the table, like me,
Okay.
with the toes pointed like that. Now watch me. You come down inside of the heel. So, you wanna, yep. Come down inside. Get that butt on the table. Oh no.
I can feel it like right there.
Correct. You need to. I'm gonna work on that quad a little bit. You got to work.
Yeah.
You should be able to get that
Right.
effortlessly.
Okay.
The tighter the quad is, it vice grips the knee.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go on your back again. So you are unable to properly lengthen your quad, right? I asked you to lengthen your quad, and you're like, nah, it's as far as I can go.
Right.
Right? That means this here is not stretching, which means that the meniscus, the cartilage in your knee, is under a constant squeeze,
Right.
more than it's supposed to.
Yeah.
So any activities you do, because it's being squeezed when you bicycle, run, whatever, soccer, it's going to age at a faster rate. And yeah, and nobody's rubbed my quad before. So you gotta stretch that.
Does it hurt?
Little
No,
bit.
not this.
Okay.
Massage was a little tender.
Okay.
I wanted to kick him in the face, yeah.
You're very like.
That's why I was holding your leg down while I was.
so-
Yeah, right there is some inflammation, but we want to stretch that. You just got to stretch, like I said, the first goal is to get your bottom to your heel, and then the second, like I said, you have the toes pointed, and you come down inside of the
Mhm.
heel, set it 10 times, up, down 10 times,
Right.
start practicing, imbibing fluid into the knee, stretching the quad,
Mhm.
and your knee will last a lot longer.
Okay.
There's just zero education on how do we keep our knee healthy.
Right.
All right, just try to get. And come down inside of that heel. Breathe. Yeah, let it. There you go. Yeah. Work on. You got to get that butt to the. That's your goal.
To
To the floor. To the
Oh,
ground.
to here. Oh yeah. Okay. That checks out.
That's got to get. I know. It's okay. If that's too much, what you do is you just take the foot over the edge first. So
Okay.
it's not pointed. It's just kind of pointed downwards, and you're just trying to get your butt closer to your heel. That's step one.
Okay.
Okay. Step two is toes are pointed.
Right.
Step three is then you actually then come inside of the heel,
Mm-hmm.
and then you come over and you put your butt on the heel.
Right.
Once, but again, you have to do that only once your bottoms first hit the ground. So that's
Right.
kind of a future thing. All right, go ahead and tilt your head left for me. Tilt your head left. Here we go. Good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go. I got you. Tilt your head to the left. Okay. Good. Yeah. Good. Tilt your head to the right. Yeah. Tilt your head right. Okay. Good sport.
Yeah.
Then press your elbow back into my elbow. Push it back. Here we go.
Nice.
Put your hand in and look up for me a little bit. Look up a little bit and then press back. There we go. Nice. Yeah. Good sport. All right. Too easy? Okay?
Yeah,
Or hard?
feels good.
Okay. Feels good? Okay, we're making a lot. I didn't say it. Get the idea?
Yeah.
I want to.
Want more pressure though?
Now, there's one more book behind you, but I don't need to overwhelm you on the first time that you do the stretching, right? So my point is that go ahead and put the feet together, knees together.
Okay.
We want to go as hard as you can go for as long as you can handle it.
Okay.
So, but it's more important to do time than it is to do depth. So the first goal is to do 20 minutes, and then we worry about if it's too difficult, make it easier by putting something behind your head to reduce the depth. Some people, they can't even put their hands back here, so Your shoulders have kept just your chest.
Right.
Just your chest is lost. Your neck and shoulders haven't lost much, but your middle back is just doesn't even. I mean, C- at best. You know, it's just
Right.
didn't even get a pass rating. It's just you've lost it all. So you're gonna use this while you're seated.
Okay.
When you have to sit when you're working, you emulate what you just did on the floor.
Okay.
Right. And what this does is it redirects the pressure to your middle back.
Right.
So you're not gonna have everything going down your lower back, and then your lower back is your hip. So when I speak about this, it is this. So getting the curve back is gonna take the pressure off.
Okay.
All right, my friend.
Sweet. Thank you.
How you feeling?
Yeah, I feel
Feels
better.
good? Yeah.
I feel good.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Yes.